It's probably gonna be Aubrey week, Aubrey month. We'll see what the fuck happens. But what's up? What's happening? It's K.A. We back in the Stein case. So Goody sleep with Cutter up a throne. You know the nigga on the ton. Now, if you don't know, Drake recently dropped an album called, what's that shit called again? For all the dogs, them. You know what me say? For all the dogs, them. You know what I'm saying? For all the dogs, them. I repeat the dogs, them. You already know what you say. But anyways, we had to talk about it because, you know, a lot of people wasn't fucking with it. A lot of people wasn't happy. Me personally, I thought it was cool. It's probably in the middle of his discography. It's not bad, it's not great, it's just in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Could have did a little bit more for me, not gonna lie to me, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I still have some songs I took with me that I fuck with. And hey, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting an artist to give us their best all in every project. I will say this, after Scorpion, them projects we've been dropping, nigga, they have not been in. Her Loss was cool, you know what I'm saying? Everything up to Her Loss, it was great. And then this, I was like, I thought you returned to form a little bit. It's kind of went the opposite way. But anyways, let's talk. Now, I got to get it up. Niggas was not happy about certain aspects. One of those being Joe Budden. Now, Joe Budden did drop a podcast after him and other people on the podcast listened to it. But it was mostly him. That was, I guess, him and Ice, if you will. Ish didn't really speak about it. What's broski name? Flip is more of a casual fan, and plus, like, you could say, Ice and Joe and Parks know more about like the behind the scenes shit of the music industry, so they might talk a little bit more, or there's more credence in what they say. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, you know, but shout out to JBP. You know what I'm saying? Mel wasn't there; she couldn't defend her fellow countrymen. But besides all that, we had to talk about it because basically, what Joe Budden said was along the lines. Now, personally, go listen to the podcast. But he was basically, now, this is the thing. Joe is valid for having his critique. I'm not going to take that away from him. And as a Drake fan, it does make sense. You expect more from him, especially if you did not enjoy the last couple of projects he did put out. I did not like COB. Honestly, never mind. I wish I forgot it. Like 4 songs. That's about it. Her Loss was cool. Scorpion, don't even fuck with that shit like that. Views, I hated that shit for a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I get it if, and I like to say after Scorpion, this nigga, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, because Scorpion was cool, but like when he did the half rap, half R&B, I was like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you haven't enjoyed the last couple of projects, you are, in your opinion, to be like, dog, I don't know what the fuck this is. Everybody got their opinion. Now, the album did just come out. You gotta sit with it a little bit. And you might fuck with it a little bit more. I remember that happened to me. I forgot whose album it was. I was like, I ain't really fuck with this shit like that. Some of these songs I ain't liking. Nigga, like a week or two later, I came back like, never, I take back what I said. This shit fire as fuck. This shit fire. I'm feeling my shit. I'm feeling this shit. I don't know what it was. Now, basically, Joe said along the lines of, and he got a little bit too personal, he's not liking the album. He shouldn't be around these younger people because, and this is the thing, we all know Drake is a person who kind of like, I was about to say provides, but he kind of like I'll make a metaphor like a buffet. When you go to a buffet, you got the options for everybody. You got the veggie shit, you know what I'm saying? Even though, why you going to a buffet if you trying to stay slim? But besides the point. You know, for all the keto niggas got most of the meat, you know, the pescatarian niggas got some fish. The motherfuckers that just want to go eat dessert is over there for you. You know, he's serving all of his audience, if you will. Oh, the niggas that just want to be here that rap shit, here you go. R&B, here you go. The toxic shit, here you go. You know, he's catering to a lot of motherfuckers. That was the word, catering. How I talk about food? And then, anyways, he's catering to his large fan base, which is perfectly fine. He's for the world, if you will. But Joe was saying, you could do that. But you being around a lot of these young cats is skewing your sound. You're just making shit for young people. Now, this is where I take credence to what Joe says. Is like, he's been doing that. What the fuck was Tootsie Slide? What grown... No disrespect. What, like, real grown niggas was out here like, left foot up, right foot slide, right foot up, left foot slide. You know what I'm saying? I can't dance like Michael Jackson. So, like, niggas wasn't here waiting for Tootsie Slide. Niggas wasn't here for that. And the fact he was wearing a ski... like, I don't know what the fuck Drake was doing, but like that was a catering to us. That's catering to like TikTok. And artists are gonna make songs that cater to TikTok or cater to that audience. You know, he has like quotables, if you will, or like fucking social media bars, like niggas, you know what I'm saying, to gain interaction and all this shit, make the song lit on Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck y'all niggas call that shit now, TikTok and all this shit. So Drake's been doing that. So for him to say maybe it was less obvious or less absurd to the point it is now, maybe in his mind, but he's always done that, so that I wasn't surprised. But I'm like, yeah, it's Drake. Drake does that shit, right? Now, you know, him saying he wants to hear grown Drake, I don't think we'll get that yet, though. That's the thing. It took a while for Jay-Z to give us 444. Do I think Drake needs to give us a 444? No. And he's trying to be relatable. Now, maybe instead of trying to be more relatable, maybe you could take more risks, or just say fucking he just does whatever the fuck he wants, or rather trying to chase or do something. But it's fucking Drake. Nigga been chasing hits to the point that now, after this album, one of them songs gonna be his next #1, and he's gonna either tie or break Michael Jackson's record. Like, nigga, that's so fucking amazing. And honestly, if I was him, I'll keep a song in the tuck and drop that once I do it. That's some hard ass shit. I don't even give niggas the timestamp. I'd put out the timestamp afterwards, and then after, what's it called? And then just say, hey, add it to the album as a deluxe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ass. But with that being said, give him like 2 or 3 more songs. But with that being said, it is Drake. Now, he's going crazy. He didn't like the album, wants to hear more grown-up Drake, which is perfectly fine. And that is a fair critique, if you will. Because you could just say he appeals to the young people too much. That's a fair critique. I ain't even mad at that. Now, when he was saying, you gotta stop hanging around these young people, you gotta stop doing this. By the way, like, apparently there was like an exodus, which, why, Drake? Why? Because he rarely talks about that whole little thing that was going on with him and Triple X. Because he's not going to talk about DMX. Like, that would be fucking wild, right? He barely talks about that shit. Because I feel like he knows that fan base is crazy. So he just like, you know what? I'm going to leave this shit alone. But yeah, so he was talking about that. Sorry. That stop effing like 25-year-olds and all this other shit. Stop hanging around all these young niggas. Just be you. Stop doing all this shit, right? He got a little bit too personal. And there's a little bit disrespect. You seen how Drake went at fucking, what's that nigga name? Charlamagne, because he was doing a little too much, right? And nah, and at a point, like, listen. That nigga Charlamagne was bullying that nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Nigga called him an albino little girl. Like, Charlamagne was tweaking. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, if I was Drake, I'm not saying you gotta fight that nigga, bro. But I ain't gonna lie. You ever meet that nigga, I ain't gonna lie. You might have to show that nigga what it is. I ain't gonna lie. You Trubs, nigga might have to call all of Canada. Just show that nigga what it is, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga was disrespectful at a point. But anyways. So Drake went on a whole tirade after the podcast came out. And it was... Again, Joe had a fair critique. I feel like at some point it was a little disrespectful. He was mentioning the women. You shouldn't hang around these niggas. He was doing a little too much at that point, right? So let's talk about it. I'm going to read what Drake said. Let me clear my throat. Sorry about that. I'm preparing to read what Drake's going to say. So. Oh, this was in Act's comment section? That's crazy. So, Joe Budden, he asked Joe Budden, Joe, you feel that music. You left it behind to do what you're doing in this clip. Because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember, you're watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switch careers Cause the thing, sorry, this is the longest thing, you know what I'm saying? I got a 3rd grade reading level. Anyways, cause the things that pop into your brain had you broke, living check to check, and the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty NC Ansa, I don't know how to fucking pronounce that, whatever brand that is, jeans to screw up their face to New Music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Plus, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mind state after the fact. This guy is the poster child for frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, nigga. Nigga, that would have hurt me. Fuck, god damn. What was I at? I forgot what I was at, nigga. I had to pause. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not cause you accomplished all you needed, it's cause it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in the generations to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need to put it in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. So let's talk about it. Now, if you don't know what a 767, he's basically talking about his jet and he can fly wherever the fuck he wants. It's a private jet, rather. This nigga lives in a 973, which I think is probably the area code of New Jersey or New York or wherever, or Newark. And the nigga, flies first class sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Now, these niggas had a crazy back and forth. We all know when Joe Budden had that like fucking amazing rant, like infamous rant at Drake when he was in like the wife beater. Like that nigga was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta find that shit again. But with that being said, we all know the history that has happened, you know. And then I think Drake said some slick shit or whatever. Joe Budden had like 3 diss songs that he went after Drake with. Drake referenced them in No Shopping. They had a little back and forth, tit for tat, you know what I'm saying? I thought they pieced it up after that random day they was on IG Live together. I thought they like kind of pieced it up a little bit. But I guess not. And now it's back to this. Now, see, this is the thing. Drake's just been going at niggas in general. We seen the Charlamagne thing, so him going at you, it was... I think Parks says well caught astray. I think I have it here. Hold on. Hold on, let me find this shit, because I know Parks caught astray as well, which that confused the fuck out of me as well. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Was it this one? No, it wasn't this. I don't need this. Give me a second here. See, I hear it. Yeah. Parks. Let me find the diss to Parks. Yeah, it's restating the Joe Budden shit. Parks is credited on Drake's song. Budden was pretty, Sandra's Rose, I guess he was credited on. Okay. Alright. So with that being said, when the fuck did Sandra's Rose, what album was this? What album was this? Anyways, Parks was credited on it. Parks from the Joe Budden podcast responds to Drake, looks like he engineered a Drake song in the past. So what did Drake say again, though? Yeah. Oh, so he posted that in the story. Okay, whatever. What did Drake say to that nigga? Budden was pretty short with his, Father Time is undefeated. Drake went on to throw more jabs. On his Instagram story, he continued to poke fun at Budden and even took aim at one of his co-hosts on the podcast, Parks. Sorry, one more thing. He captioned a screenshot of Parks. Imagine listening to Mark Zuckerberg tell the next generation about good versus interned beats. Parks, who has now responded to the shade on his Instagram story, sharing a screenshot of credits for Drake's 2018 Scorpion track. Oh, okay, thank you. I don't remember Scorpion, fam. The image reveals that Parks is credited as studio personnel, something Drake might have messed with the wrong guy, while others insist it doesn't disprove his point. Okay, that's just a little shade. He was just doing a little shade. That was whatever. it wasn't that serious. But let's get back to Joe and thing. These niggas been beefing for a minute. Not even beefing. I thought it was done, but it came back. I feel like it's personal. I don't know. Like, again, there was like probably Drake honestly dealt with one of that nigga's old work. I wouldn't be surprised, and that nigga feels away, you know. But again, I thought it was kind of cool after the nigga made the diss tracks and No Shopping. I thought them niggas was straight. I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I guess not. Look, Joe's entitled to his opinion. Maybe he got a little bit too personal. That is personally fair. But it is what it is. Again, what's this shit called? For All the Dogs wasn't his best shit, and you're entitled to feel how you want to feel. If you personally enjoyed it, that's great. If you didn't enjoy it much, that's also great. With that being said, though, I get Drake's perspective of fighting back for himself. You know, again, if he personally, and being the artist, believes this is a great album, that's him. You should be proud of the work you put out. Do I feel like it's now me as a fan listening to this shit and you dropping all these albums? Do I feel like it's at the same level as some of this other shit? No, but that's just me. Sorry, I was checking the time of the recording. I also do think that maybe like it's just some shit like, bro, these niggas, maybe they gotta talk, I don't fucking know. But maybe because the album just came out and the nigga gave that much of a review. And you know Joe, when that nigga reviews and nigga starts screaming, starts hollering, starts doing all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I honestly probably agree with their sentiments on first person shooter. I feel like that nigga Jermaine washed you and you let that nigga wash you. Let's keep it a buck. I don't know. Them niggas gotta sit down. Again, maybe he did a little bit too much. Maybe he got a little bit too disrespectful. And Drake said his piece. It is what it is. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say about this situation. Maybe them niggas need to talk. Maybe they don't need to talk at all. But yeah, it's big obs. It is what it is. Who knows? Hey, shit, we might get another Joe Budden diss track. Well, not diss track, you know, some shots at Joseph. Also, this thing, because I heard another nigga say that as well. This is my thing with Joe Budden. It goes back to that little Yachty situation when that nigga was screaming in that nigga's face. It's not that Joe... See, Joe Budden always says he's more into R&B than rap, which is perfectly fine. And Joe Budden is a decent rapper. There's even old clips of this nigga, Drake, rapping like that nigga back in the day. It is shown. So with that being said, the way he moves and maybe he articulates himself when it comes to reviews, it makes him look like the old nigga who's hating. And back in his day, everything was great. Y'all new niggas don't do that. He does big up a lot of new people now. Majority of the people he does big up are R&B acts, but he does big up some of the new rappers. But I get it, bro. That's where it comes from when Joe's like, I'm not a narcissist, but I'm like, nigga, do you see the way you come off? You fucking are a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is in a sense. It's like what's that nigga name? I used to be like, I don't like it because I don't like it. It's like, well, give a fucking, yeah, sounds like you hating on niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think it is, bro. I just think these niggas probably sit down and have a proper conversation without Joe doing his theatrics he does on the podcast. If y'all niggas have like a proper conversation, I feel like everybody would be cool. But, hey, it is what it is, man. I ain't really mad at Drake for responding. I ain't really mad at what Joe said. I don't know why he had to bring up who he decides to lay down with in bed. I don't know why he had to discuss it, but hey, it is what it is, man. For the dogs. Did y'all listen to For the Dogs? Shit, imagine we get a deluxe and this nigga starts beefing with Joe Budden on the deluxe. Hey, we'll see, bro. But hey, at least I get some shit to talk about. But what do y'all think? Y'all think Joe was tweaking? Again, I don't know why the fuck I went so long in this video. You get rusty when you don't record in a minute. You get a little bit rusty. With that being said, and that quote was long as a motherfucker. With that being said, hey, it's your friendly neighborhood K.A. sent out for today. Shalom, Zoom, peace, y'all, gang. Aye.